if you want to wheelie your Harley safely like that, you need to give us a call, because with the stock shocks, more likely it's going to burn out than it is wheelie. If you're wondering why you can't wheelie your Harley with the stock short shocks on it, you got to go with a couple of 2-inch over EMCs. Get yourself set up with the right equipment to do the job. Now, this bike is owned by one of our A-Techs, Andrew, who tell us the 3 sets of shocks you've had on it so far.
So I started out with the stocks, and they suck. So then I got the drag specialties, 13.5 fully adjustable, not fully adjustable, but height adjustable. And they worked all right, but I wanted something a little more adjustable, and I got something a lot more adjustable. And these shocks are built way better than, the drag shocks. The quality is amazing, and, they tune them right to you. So if you want a shock that's tunable right to you, these are the way to go.
Now, Justin has an 03 dyno, like most of you stunt riders out there. He's Mr. Turbo. If you recognize him, he's been in all our turbocharged videos. He builds all the turbo bikes. We're doing a ZX14 today that he turboed with 240 horse. But back to his Harley, you started off with stock 03, and then tell us the progression, what led up to the EMCs.
Yeah, so I had the stock 03 shocks. They're 12 inches, and then I moved over to Legends 14-inch shocks, and now I'm with the EMCs. And the Legends were okay, but not compared to the EMCs. The EMCs are far more adjustable, way more robust. They're made out of 70-75 aircraft-grade aluminum, whereas a lot of the other shocks are only made out of 60-61. And you can see a lot of posts online about these other shock companies. They're having a lot of reliability issues. They're leaking up. The shafts are bending. The seals are leaking. They're really not good and not serviceable. And after I switched to EMC, I dialed in my ride way better than the previous shocks I had on it. They're really night and day compared to what's out there.
And it's really a forever shock. If you ever needed to rebuild them, because you won't, they run these in the Paris to Dakar rally on the off-road bikes here. They've got a off-road shock also. They have one set that's done 3 rallies, which is thousands of miles through sandblasting, and they don't even need to be rebuilt. So the odds of you ever needing to rebuild these on the street, because they're built to such a high quality, are next to zero. But if you did want to rebuild them or change something about them, they will service them after the sale. Öhlins is no longer allowing servicing of your shocks, so you're pretty much they're disposable. And I'm not sure about the other manufacturers, but I think you should call first when you buy a pair, because I don't think they're currently servicing their shocks. EMC is. If you want to buy a pair, we are the importer for EMC of North America. They just bought them to the US this year, and they chose Kaplan Cycles to be their ambassador for the shocks. So we're kind of partial on these, as you might guess, but they are the best quality shocks, not just here in France. They outsell Öhlins, I don't know, 4 or 5 to 1. They sold 6,000 sets of these in their home country. And the owner was a road racer, so the products are built from a racer's perspective to be the best quality that money can possibly buy. And if you want to buy a set, give us a call. We'll custom build them and have them shipped to your door in about a week. So the weight of the spring, the dampening, everything will be tailored to your motorcycle and your riding style, not just for Harleys. They literally have shocks pre-designed for hundreds of different types of motorcycles. We're focusing on the Harleys because that's what we're into, and that's the big market for performance shocks. So if you want to buy one, you can call and ask for Mr. Turbo. We'll all know who that is. Or you can ask for Justin.
Yes, sir.
He's a suspension expert and engine specialist here. We'll set this thing up exactly the way you want it, go through an interview process, and Justin will ship them right to your door, drop ship to your door. So if you want the best suspension on the market, we have a bagger we just finished. We'll be doing a video on that later today or tomorrow. We did the EMC suspension. They're the only manufacturer that makes a 2-inch over adjustable cartridge insert for the forks that allows full adjustability without dismantling the forks again. Just a spectacular system. Definitely at the cutting edge. Rebound and compression, dampening, and spring preload, all externally adjustable. I feel like I'm riding a F1 race bike instead of a big bagger when I get on it. It's just spectacular. The thing, it's 2 inches over in the front, 2 inches in the rear. You're not grounding your boards going around the corner. It's not wallowing. It doesn't wobble down the highway. It's just a rock solid at 125 miles an hour on the roads of Mexico, if you know what I'm saying. So stay tuned. Got some great killer Harley projects coming down the pike. Thanks for watching, and God bless America.